Hey guys, it's Libby, and in a recent video, I don't remember which video, but in a recent video, I asked y'all if you'd be interested in me talking about finding your values, and some of you were, so here I am to talk about finding your values. So let's get started. The reason finding your values is important is that it really helps guide you when you're setting goals for yourself in your life or in recovery or whatever it may be. When I was introduced to finding my values, it was part of ACT or acceptance and commitment therapy, but I've also seen it as part of motivational interviewing or motivational type therapy. So when you're going to set goals for yourself, say in eating disorder recovery, like it was for me in my situation, my thoughts were so clouded and confused with my eating disorder thoughts that it was really important for me to sit down and figure out what my real values were in that moment. So when it comes to figuring out what your values are, you're going to do an activity called a card sort. So I've got right here a little deck of pieces of paper cut out into these little cards, and each of them has a different value on it. Just to give you some examples of what they could be, it's action, contribution, play, challenge, empathy, pride. So just different like characteristics and things like that that can be a value. Now don't worry, you do not need to come up with all these values by yourself. If you just Google ACT card sort or ACT values or maybe MI values or something like that, you should find some websites that lead you to a big list of values. And I'll actually link one or two in the description that I find helpful. So if you've got this list on the internet, I highly recommend writing them down or printing them down, cutting them out, and having a little deck of cards. It makes this activity so much easier than if you're just like staring at a list of words. So make yourself a deck of cards. So the next thing you're gonna do is sort your cards. And the way I've done this happens in a few stages. So the first stage, what you're gonna do is you're gonna look at the card. This one is Serenity. And you've got three options for this card. It's either doesn't matter to me, kind of matters to me, or really matters to me. So say this one's like one in the middle, so I'll just like put that in my middle pile. Next one is Discovery. Say Discovery doesn't really matter to me at all, it's not really one of my values. I put it in the far left pile, the pile that doesn't matter to me, okay? So you'll go through all your cards and sort them into not important to me, kind of important to me, or very important to me. Now go ahead and pause this video and actually do that. Do not watch ahead, trust the process, and sort out your cards. Now to begin stage 2, the first thing you're gonna do is get rid of the doesn't matter to me pile and the kind of important to me pile. Put them to the side. All we're gonna focus on is the pile you labeled very important to me. Now out of that pile, no matter how many cards there are in that pile, I need you to select your top 10. They don't need to be ranked or anything, just figure out what your top 10 out of the remaining ones are. After that, you're gonna figure out which your top 5 are. So after you're down to 10, get rid of the rest of them, then bring it down to 5 and then get rid of the rest of them again. I know this can be really difficult because you've got a whole pile of things that are important to you, but you need to whittle it down to your top 5. But now that you've got your top 5, it's time to pull out a piece of paper or some note cards or something like that, and we're going to do a little bit of writing, nothing too crazy. For each of the values that you picked as your top 5, write just 1 or 2 sentences defining what that value means to you. And then after that, write 1, 2, or 3 goals related to that value. So back when I was in treatment, I did that, and one of my values was learning. So my definition, just a quick definition, is expanding my knowledge base in any way. That was my definition of learning. That's what I valued. My goals for that included pick up a new creative hobby and practice it, and second, spend time each weekday studying Spanish. Did I do that? No, I kind of fell off the wagon there. But, you know. So once you've got your definitions written and a few goals written for each of your values, you're done. You got your values. It wouldn't hurt to just keep like a photo of it in your phone or write it down somewhere in your phone just so you can kind of keep them in mind. Something I want to mention is that your values can change. So it's really important that you do this exercise periodically. I'm not saying you have to do it every 2 weeks, but maybe if there's a big change in your life, like say you graduate or you break up with your boyfriend or something like that. So say you've got like a big change in your life, it might be a good idea after you've given yourself a little bit of time to adjust and stuff, it might be a good idea to do this card sort again. Or if nothing big has changed but some time has passed, it's still a good idea to do it again because your values may have changed just like through time, you know, like there's not always a big why to it. So do this periodically. All of that said, that is all I've got for you about finding your values to help lead you to setting goals for yourself. I hope that this video was helpful and informative, and yeah, so have a good day, I guess, and I'll talk to you guys later. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.